Welcome to UNCAGED. Today we're speaking with Joaquim Martin. He's really been driving research and development for a lot of packaged goods firms, a lot of consumer-facing brands, worked with wonderful companies like Mondelez and GSK. And today we're going to explore the topic of research and development and really kind of how that plays into the lovely product innovation space, but also how that tethers back to driving growth for businesses. And so, Joaquim, great to have you on the Uncaged show. Let's start out though. Tell me a little bit about you and your career.
Sure. So what you were saying, I'm an R&D guy, a research and development guy. This is what I've been doing for most of my career. I'm originally from Barcelona, where I studied chemistry, organic chemistry to be more specific. And from there, I pretty much started my career in a small pharmaceutical company. And from there, I've had different roles of increased responsibility in different multinationals. I've been very lucky, being able to travel the world, being able to help developing products that have helped millions of consumers in different parts of the world. So I feel that, yeah, my journey it's been very privileged in so
Yeah.
many ways.
Yeah, and I know you've worked for some great multinationals, and I think anyone that sees that you worked at Mondelez is just jealous because you had access to all that chocolate. But tell me a little bit about, when you look out at the research and development space for, in the consumer-facing world, what are you excited about right now?
Excited about many different things. I'm excited really about bringing new solutions to consumers. Something that we do in R&D heavily is trying to understand consumer behavior, trying to understand how our portfolio need to evolve to meet onto those consumer needs that are covered. It's true as well that part of the work we do is a little bit more breakthrough and is a bit more of an understanding what consumers can't tell you, and you need to figure out yourself on what this is. And this is a little bit the beauty of R&D. Bringing those things alive is what makes the job entertaining, together with many other things that probably we'll discuss later on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, in the R&D space, I know that you probably can't tell us in detail all the things that you've been working on at the moment, but what are some of the things that you're thinking about?
Many different things. Look, along my career, in Records, which was pretty much the place where I basically grew as a professional. We
Hmm.
were looking at crazy things at that time, like devices, or specific devices for pet repellent type of technologies that were very extremely stylish and were bringing a way of delivering the consumer and benefit in a way that competitors were not doing. In GSK, similar things. We were looking, at children and fever and what this means and how we can deliver onto, a device that is going to help parents that are worried because their kid, has fever to deliver the product in a way that is more accurately, in a way
Hmm.
that makes it easier, in a way maybe you don't need two hands, maybe one. And in Mondelez, we've been trying to reinvent, the world of chocolate, what this means, and there's been recent launches put out there, for Toblerone with shellac, which is an engineered, a piece of art. Many of the
Hmm.
things that are being looked at the moment. So in R&D, pretty much is so dynamic that you don't get bored, and there are many things to do. But one of it that is important is to plan how this looks like for the future. This
Yeah.
comes in a form of pretty much a strategic plan that helps you understanding what you want to do and where you want to go.
I mean, it's such a fascinating space. I'm curious, maybe you can help our viewers and listeners understand a bit about how the process works. I mean, how do you and the team figure out what you focus on? I mean, is this like, does a company kind of track trends and then you say, oh, well, we really need to be thinking about this? Or what's the instigation to drive kind of innovation?
So you look at a wide range of aspects and areas. You look at trends, yes. You look at consumer behavior, you look at competitors, you look even at a socioeconomical situation. You look at many different aspects. It's important as well to look inwards and look what are the segments in your business that are accelerating growth in a greater manner, for example. And you decide where to play and how to win. And there is a matter of putting all of this together. It's a massive cross-functional team effort where a rep from different areas, R&D, marketing, supply chain, etc., will sit together and build and craft this strat plan, this innovation strategic plan that at the end of the day needs to be very well connected with your business strategy, which is the cornerstone and is what you get as an inspiration. But yeah, you were saying it. So you look at many different aspects. It is not just sitting there and thinking, what can we do, next, but it's quite a
Yeah, I mean, I think that, we see the movies and you see like, the James Bond type of idea of all of the cool gadgets that come out and, they seem like they're not connected. But I think that what you're highlighting is so critical, which is R&D is a function that's interwoven across the business, right? I mean, it's so tethered to commercial changes, customer changes, new product innovation, things that are happening inside and outside the company. And so it's a real navigation that you have to do to make this stuff happen. I mean, today, when you look out at the challenges and opportunities that you can explore for product development, what are some of the bigger challenges that you face today?
There are several challenges that we face in R&D. One of them is rapid technological advancements. This is an enabler, definitely, but at the same time, because it goes so fast, it might be a challenge. For this, R&D teams need to stay ahead of the emerging technologies. Need to assess the relevance to industry and basically integrate, them effectively into the end-to-end product development process. As it's happening now with digital, with AI and big data and so on. So this is a big one. Then, of course, sustainability and the whole environmental impact. You look at what's happening today in the world. Consumers are getting more and more environmentally conscious, which is good. It's cool.
Yeah.
But then this brings a challenge to R&D because R&D pretty much needs to develop environmentally responsible practices, sourcing substantial sustainability materials, sustainability ingredients, and design products with minimal environmental impact. And then the last one that I would mention probably is speed to market. And this is something that every time it's more becoming really as an expectation. So more the rule rather than the exception. And in the super fast pace, business environment, getting products to the market quickly is super important. So and the challenge here is pretty much accelerating the product development cycle without compromising on quality. Of course, that's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah. And I mean, it's such a dynamic space. I'm sure that that's probably one of the reasons why you focus on it. But if you think back on your life, Joaquim, from the time when you were studying, was it organic chemistry in Barcelona? What is it about this space that drove you to focus on it? And, what keeps that passion for R&D alive?
That's a good question. There are several aspects. I think the main one probably, and you might laugh, but was a little bit the unknown. So I had no clue what was it. I knew the James Bond movies and the gadget, and I thought, well, developing new things should be cool. And I pretty much started thinking about this when I went to live in Finland. And then I thought, okay, so I'm gonna do a master in organic chemistry, which is research, right? It's interesting. I'm from there pretty much. I started, you get into industry, you get to see what it is and what it's not. You get excited on what's doing. For me, something that it is still relevant is a couple of pieces. One is the people side and the people development side. I really like to work with people. And right. And a big part of my job now is to spend time with a lot of people and talking to a lot of people, but also most importantly, to help people succeed and develop and grow in their goals. That's very fulfilling. And the other piece is about what we were discussing, driving the innovation strategy, being able to come with those ideas, being able to basically translate the business strategy into a proper R&D innovation strategy and what this means, because eventually this means that at some point you get to see your products on the shelf, coming down the
Right.
line. And that's super cool. So you see the effort that went into developing those products. You see that they are useful for consumers, and you get feedback from the consumers, and that's extremely, rewarding. So those are aspects that I'm still hooked into that. But to be
Yeah.
honest, when I started my career, I had zero clue on what was it.
That's so great. Well, I can just imagine it must be so fascinating to see how people are coming up with ways to approach challenges that we all face. But I mean, certainly the shortage of challenges is not slowing down. And here we are in 2024, lots of new things every day. When you look forward in this year, what's on the docket and what are your hopes for the R&D space for the future?
My hopes really for the R&D state for the future, really, um, I would say I would love to see a future, where innovation is just not about creating products, you know.
Hmm.
But it's really about solving real world challenges that people and consumers have around the planet, really. Um,
Hmm.
that's that's important. It would be as well, probably around sustainability, and sustainability. It's a little bit of a trend topic. It seems a little bit of a trend topic, but I hope is like, ethical and sustainable practices are not just embraced, but are central, to every aspect of the operations of any company. From responsible sourcing of raw materials to eco-friendly packaging, a commitment to the planet really should be, clear and evident in any consumer product that we bring to market.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and last but not least, probably something that is very important to me, and it's something I try to bring in every company I work for, is around, having the teams feeling at their best at work. and
Hmm.
and what this means. I mean, we always say, people is our greatest asset, right?
Yeah.
So I hope really for a future that is not too far. Maybe 2024 is pushy if we look holistically, but maybe, as soon as possible. I hope for the
Yeah.
future, every member of any team feels empowered really to contribute with their ideas, and where
Yeah.
each person, find fulfillment on what they do.
Yeah, and I think that that's really kind of a special way to think about it, Joaquin, because there's probably this view that R&D sometimes happens in this silo over on the right, but the reality is those things never really come to fruition. You have to really figure out a way to integrate it, make it kind of connect with a variety of people and groups. And I mean, what a great set of experiences that you've had. Joaquim, it's been great having you on the Uncaged show today. If someone wanted to reach out and learn more about what you are working on, where's the best place to reach you?
LinkedIn, I'm there. If you write Joaquim Martin, you will find me. In there, you can ping me LinkedIn. I tend to be quite good at answering, so definitely that's the best way of getting me.
Awesome. Well, I think, Joachim, everyone's going to be jealous that you're in lovely Switzerland right now, but it's been amazing to chat with you today. We've been speaking with Joaquim Martin really about the broader space of research and development in the package and goods space and the consumer space. And Joaquim has a long history in working at some really exciting companies like Reckitt and GSK and Mondelez on trying to figure out how we get innovation to the market, how we solve customer problems with new products. And to be honest with you, this is the lifeblood of the industry, lifeblood of the economy. New ideas push things forward. And so it's been great to get a flavor of how that's actually done. Joaquim, thank you so much, and we look forward to
Thank
having
you.
you back.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Thank you very much. See you.